herbicides based upon how long we know they last. In the Deep South, 3 applications just is not enough. It is not enough. Okay, so we know we need more than that. So spring, summer, and early fall, these herbicides are not lasting more than 6 weeks on each, generally speaking. So really, we've got to make our reapplications every 8 weeks, combine that with some hand weeding and sanitation as well. We need a minimum of 4 applications a year here in the South. 5, maybe 6 applications is actually more likely. And I have growers ask me, but I can't afford to do that. That's a lot of money. And my response is, can you afford not to do it? Because the real expense of weeds is not controlling. So just kind of in summary, weed control in container nurseries, we really want to focus on sanitation. Keep those new weeds out. Keep the really difficult to control weeds under control. We'll rely on pre-emergence herbicides. Use some post-emergence herbicides around the nursery to improve your sanitation, and hand weed to prevent seed production to reduce the continued populations. So, within that context, what does your base program look like? Base program is broad-spectrum granular herbicides applied approximately every 8 weeks. Hand weed those escapes. When you want to improve upon that base program, then you start choosing your best herbicide for the weeds that you've got, and think about some herbicide rotations. In fact, you're going to have to think about herbicide rotations because of the label restrictions. Oxyfluorphan, that means OH2, Route, Regal OO, Showcase, HGH 75, HGH 73. You only get 3 applications a year. Total. Okay. Broadstar, you're limited to 2 applications a year. Barricade, 2 applications a year. Snapshot, 3 treatments a year. Freehand, at the high level rate, 2 applications a year. Okay. So how do you integrate these treatments that you have available? Well, the target weeds at the time of year you're treating drive your choices. So in the winter, bittercress is a given. You're going to have bittercress. So you better choose something that controls bittercress. All right? But what other weeds do you have? What other weeds are going to influence your decision? If you've got pearlwort, Snapshot might be a better choice. If you've got common groundsel, OH2 and Broadstar are better choices. If you've got annual bluegrass, Snapshot or OH2 are going to outperform the Broadstar and some of the others. If you've got oxalis, doesn't really matter, they all work. Okay, we used to think of oxalis as a terrible weed. All the herbicides work on it. If you get a new introduction of Euphorbia peplus, the only herbicides that we have that work on Euphorbia peplus, which is a new spurge, are Freehand and Broadstar. In the summer, you're going to have spurge. Nothing we can do about that other than to deal with the populations we get. But what if you get Phyllanthus? Then Broadstar or Freehand really are your product choices. Doveweed, Freehand outperforms the others. Eclipta, is Freehand or Broadstar going to outperform your other products? If it's crabgrass, Snapshot, OH2, or Freehand, it will give you equally good control. Annual sedges, Freehand or OH2 or Route are going to provide control. Herbicide rotations may be necessary for managing resistance too. And I want to tell you, we've got new data, and I mean this is brand new. As of last week, we ran some trials that showed that we do have bittercress in the United States nurseries that's resistant to isoxaben, the active ingredient in Snapshot. So we have flexuous bittercress, which, by the way, is the most common bittercress species in container nurseries in the United States that is resistant to Snapshot. It's not real widespread yet. I've used that yet, but it is going to spread in the industry. So rotational strategies will be important for managing these resistant populations as well. So, how to get the most out of these products? Choose the right one. Treat right after potting. Crabgrass, spurge that germinate within 1 week. Okay, so you really need to get your potting mix settled, irrigated in, and treat it very, very quickly. Hand weed to prevent seed production, and when you're using herbicides, make sure they're applied uniformly. Easier said than done. That can be the subject of a whole nother presentation some other day, perhaps. Well, I'll end with this image. These are some trials from our research at our research station in Castle Hayne. Are non-treated 8 weeks after seeding, and here's our freehand plots that are 8 weeks after treatment with those same weeds. We've had some pretty impressive results, and I'll be excited to see how growers find the product.
Joe, thank you very much.
Thank you.